Hello, I'm Addison Morris, the founder of the Women's Cannabis Chamber of Commerce, and this is Cannabis ClipNotes, presented by Colleen Parson. Colleen is a client advisor for World Insurance. She has over 20 years of experience in the insurance industry, specializing in tailored insurance solutions for businesses and individuals. This also includes navigating the unique challenges that cannabis companies face. As the founder of Women of World, WOW, the first all-female client group at World Insurance, she is dedicated to empowering women in the industry and fostering a supportive network. Colleen also serves as a Susan G. Komen Ambassador for the New York State 25th District and holds a board position with the cancer support community at Gilda's Club. So, Colleen, can you explain why general liability insurance is important and what it covers and what it does not cover?
Yes, I'd be happy to. General liability insurance is a type of policy that actually any business commercial policy would have. So, it's your basic fundamental coverage. For cannabis, it protects cannabis businesses from a variety of claims, including bodily injury, property damage, personal injury, and other things like slander, libel, and copy infringement. In off of that, I mean, usually the basic coverages are 1 million per occurrence, 2 million aggregate. So those are your basic limits. In addition to your basic general liability, something that we are passionate and feel very necessary for a cannabis business is product liability. So I kind of wanted to spend more time on that. And this coverage is essential for any cannabis business that manufactures, distributes, or sells cannabis products. And it protects against claims related to defective products causing injuries, or property damage. This is a big claims coverage that comes into play. It's a very common claim. And you can think about it. It's not just for cannabis, but if you think about it this way, this coverage is for any manufacturing company, whether that be cannabis, children's toys, food, etc. If there's any issues regarding those products that you're ingesting, you're wearing, and that causes bodily injury or harm, you might want some repercussions to pay for your healthcare bill. So this is where this comes from. So product liability is that piece of coverage, and it's the liability to the product. It's in the name. This is probably the most self-explanatory piece of coverage, but this is really the most important one. So for our space here, I'm just going to give an example. The state of Maine issued a product recall for blunts, pre-rolls, and flowers off the shelves because of mandatory testing. These products had gone through came back positive for bacteria, yeast, and mold. And when it comes to product recall and product liability, has a subsection where you can add this in this product recall coverage covers the cost of getting those products to an isolation zone or talking with a third party transportation company to pick up those products and take them back to your facility or even destroy them if the state mandates it. So if something's mislabeled, has the wrong THC level, there's another example of where product liability can get involved in either pay out damages to the consumer or protect the operator if a lawsuit is filed. And although some of these retailers and businesses to consumers may not be specifically responsible for products going bad, product liability can still help them in the event of a lawsuit. Because as you know, if someone's going to sue, they're probably going to name the dispensary because that's where they bought it from. And plus, they don't know who touched it before. It could have, there's a lot of moving parts between the time it was seed to a pre-roll. Could have been touched 2 to 3 times since then. So every operator along the way should have this coverage because they're all going to be named in a lawsuit. And basically, yes, you're the dispensary owner. You think, well, hey, I didn't make this, but you're selling the product. You at least get defense coverage. So maybe you're not found liable, but you don't even have to pay for any defense coverage. So that's just, part of the coverage within product liability. The other liability coverage is something called an umbrella policy. You see this in both personal and commercial policies. So this is just an extra layer of financial protection, and that's what it's for. And if you think about insurance in whole, it's really about protecting you financially, trying to have you pay the least out of your pocket, whether it's a deductible, so that your policy covers what you are being liable for, or if there's damages to your property. Not insurance doesn't cover everything, so I want to make sure that's clear. But we can do our best to tailor what is your needs for your particular business. So back to an umbrella policy, it's crucial in the cannabis industry because it provides an additional liability coverage that extends beyond the limits of standard general liability, product liability, or commercial auto policies. So let's say, there was an auto accident. One of your employees was making a delivery and they hit somebody. They hit a school bus full of children. They hit a orthopedic surgeon that's worth a lot of money. Now they can't work anymore. A motorcyclist, sun got into your driver's eyes, T-boned somebody. It happens. It's called an accident for a reason. And so let's say your auto policy limit is $1 million. And the judge says, you know what? This person deserves 2 million. So your auto policy pays $1 million. If you don't have this umbrella policy, that other $1 million that is still deserved to the victim is going to be out of your own pocket. So this is where an umbrella policy would kick in, though. So umbrella policy limits start at $1 million. You can go up to 10, 15, depending on what's needed in your situation. But that's when that other coverage limit comes into play. And again, just another additional layer of financial responsibility, and nothing out of your pocket, but it would be the insurance company pocket. So, this also, again, protects in product liability. So let's say, if you didn't have this umbrella policy, you're absorbing this out of pocket, which could have you become bankrupt, and nobody wants that. So you could be out of business if you just don't have the right coverages. And we always push for at least $1 million umbrella policy. Hopefully you never ever have to use it, but at the very least, it gives you, peace of mind if, God forbid, something should happen. Lawsuits filed. Let's say another example, multiple consumers file lawsuits against a manufacturer and claiming negligence, seeking damages for medical expenses, lost wages, and emotional distress. This can get into high settlement costs. And for this example, the lawsuits collectively demanded $5 million in compensation, exceeding the manufacturer's $2 million product liability policy limit. So again, it's $5 million going to the consumers, whoever is suing the manufacturer, but the manufacturer only has $2 million. Now you have a $3 million difference. Hopefully you have a high enough umbrella. And again, this is where we would try to guide you the best we can to absorb that $3 million difference. And not only is it just good financially, but it actually can help you with any negative publicity that you could be affected, especially relationship. If you're a manufacturer, relationships with dispensaries, with consumers, which could also increase further financial strain. An umbrella policy is crucial in the cannabis industry because it provides additional liability coverage that extends beyond the limits of standard general liability, product liability, or commercial auto policies. And, I'm happy to talk about this more. If you'd like to contact me, my email is colleenparsons@worldinsurance.com. You can also find me on LinkedIn at Colleen Parsons. I know there's probably a bunch of us, so if you might want to add World Insurance in there, and I'd be happy to connect with you.
I also encourage everyone to rewatch this on YouTube on the Women's Cannabis Chamber of Commerce channel. There's a lot of great information in there, and I think that everyone should go back, review this Cannabis Clip Notes, and then review your insurance policy. You work so hard at setting up your business and have so many obstacles. You do not want it to just deteriorate and fall apart. So thank you, Colleen, for all this really great information. And I'm looking forward to the other Cannabis Clip Notes that you are presenting over the next couple of months. Thank you so much.
Thank you.